Welcome to the Delegation for Success e-learning course. I'm very happy you want to know more about this very important subject. Before we begin, let me just remind you of a few features of how this module works so you can get most benefit from the course. On the top right-hand corner, you will see a resources link where you will find a worksheet to capture your key learning points as well as your own thoughts on strategies to employ to be able to delegate as best you can. Do print these documents out so you can fill them in. Other features of the module include the fact you can jump to anywhere you want within it. Click on Outline and this will show you the topic headings. Click on the topic and it will take you there. This means you can stop and start the course whenever you want, and you will always be able to resume from where you had reached the last time, giving you control over your learning. It also means you can jump to key topics you are most interested in, or jump back to a particular subject that you found especially useful. However you use it, you are in control. You can also search on words by clicking on the search button, and you can see the transcript of the course too by clicking on transcript. If there is something you didn't quite understand or you prefer reading to listening, use this option. So that's how it works. Let's start the course. So we will look very thoroughly at the topic of delegation. We will look at the what, the why, the who and the how of it. We will look at something called situational leadership, which is a very simple but really powerful method of identifying exactly how you should delegate a task to someone. Should you stand over their shoulder and micromanage, or should you leave them to run with it by themselves? Or maybe, as we will find, there are other possibilities beyond these two ends of the spectrum. And critical to the success of the delegation is your communication skills, so we will take the time to look at that too. Then lastly, we will draw up a delegation action plan. Professor John Adair developed a model called functional leadership, in which he saw that all management activities come under one of three categories, namely team, task, or individual. It is the manager's job to make sure that the task gets done, but they also need to develop the individual and keep the team coherent and performing at a high level. Each of these are of equal importance, though that may not mean they need equal time or resources allocated. At the end of the day, you get paid for doing the task, but you get the task done through building the team and developing the individual. It's the difference between production and production capability, and you have to look after both. Slicing the cake differently, one of your tasks as a manager is to build the team and to develop the individuals. So one of the best ways of doing this is doing it on the job whilst they are doing a task. This obviously impacts your decision on who you delegate any given task to. If task is the most important consideration at the time, you will delegate it to the person who is most capable at the role and who will do the best job in the shortest time. But if you are focusing on the individual, you will delegate to the person who will benefit most by doing the job. You may also consider how enjoyable the job is and who perhaps deserves it the most, or if it is less enjoyable, whose turn it is. If, though, it's the team that needs attention, you may consider delegating the task to someone who does not know how to do the task, and perhaps delegate the supervision to someone who does. This way, you are building the spare capacity of the team. So, for example, if the key person is ill or leaves the job, you will still have capability within the team. At the same time, you will be building the supervision skills of the other person. When trying to consider team, task and individual, you ideally delegate the activity in such a way that it gets the task done whilst building both the individual and the team.